Hey everyone, this is Jake, and today we are going to be talking about this dev note that was released earlier today. I'm finally home. I got to read it at work a bit, then I came home and read it again, and decided to make a video on it to share some of my opinions of upcoming things, especially with the Korean dev notes and stuff. So if you want to learn more about it, just wait until that part comes. But we'll talk about the global server side first, because there is a lot of similarity that is covered in Korean patch notes as well. So we'll go through that first, then we'll jump to the Korean server one, and let's just go through this before I fall asleep to death. Now, the first thing we have is, of course, the new Collab boss finally coming after all these years, and it's going to be Tyrant Gigas. It's going to be superior type versions of the Tyrant sword that you see from the Danger Close. It's going to have new gimmicks. It looks different. Most likely it's going to be offering different tactics for you to take down the boss compared to Demolition Worm that we had to fight for past couple months for global server. Now, it's going to come with no penalty practice mode, so hopefully you are able to have no entrance limits and just keep able to try again until you actually try and get a successful run and such. This is a very welcoming change. They said they were going to add this sometime this year. It's finally coming this April. Now this will make you able to test out your setup depending on whatever buff you have during that week, and able to get the good result before you actually hit the boss itself and trying to mimic the method you use. Very welcoming change with the new boss, and it should be less stressful to figure out how to hit this boss this way out. But honestly, up to level 7 it should be still pretty easy in my opinion, so we'll see how things will go, but I personally don't think it's going to be that much difficult to claim all the rewards. But it's going to be happening with the May 2023 with the new seasons, so we got about a month to prepare and see what it's going to be like. Next news we had is, of course, Guilty Gear collaboration coming to global server and rerun for the first time in Korean server after like a year or so. So this was collaboration that was really wanted a lot of people to come within Korean server, just because anyone who missed out on Milia got really cucked, especially if you're trying to play soldier comp and PvP. Milia ultimately got nerfed once, pretty big time, but she is still really crazy OP into certain situation and the week as well. So I think Milia is still going to be really outstanding. But they say it's going to be a little bit different acquiring characters within this collaboration compared to when the Korean server first came out. So I think Soul is most likely going to be free character, like how the Code DS gave Lilish away throughout the event and such. I'm assuming it's going to be Soul this time that's given away for free. But that's my assumption. I'm not saying it. I don't know anything about it. I just think that's my assumption when it comes to reading this dev note about this collaboration. Another thing is they said they are going to be adjusting balance, because a lot of this character came out a long time ago. Milia is still really OP of course, but the other characters are definitely outdated. Even at the time when it first came out, it wasn't that amazing, but some of them has some of the uses, but nowadays they have none. Especially Remisol, I think she is just kind of wasted. She looks really nice, but yeah, no one uses her because she's trash. So hopefully some of the balance changes will make her into more usable units. Now, I don't think they are going to be turning this character really OP. Last event we had with the limited bandit character was, of course, Code Geass collaboration, and Karen is definitely one of the more useful ones that we got, which is Awakening Mechanic units. She is really good in relic challenges, but other than that, not really. Now, they're saying there's going to be additional units coming with these collaborations compared to what the Korean server had. Most likely it's going to be Jacko, or it's going to be Bridget, maybe, because Bridget used a yo-yo, Amy used a yo-yo, maybe there's some similarity, maybe. And there's also going to be Baiken. That's probably another really popular pick when it comes to Guilty Gear series character, but we'll see who will come out. But those are my 3 picks in my opinion, and I think they have to be Awakening character, because if you look at the Korean roadmap here within June section, you can see there is going to be Awakening character releasing within that month. So most likely it's going to be Awakening units. That's my guess. Like Karen with the Code Geass collaboration was Awakening units, but like I said, with them balance wise, they probably make it really good at the certain spots within PvE, so it will make you able to go through a certain section a lot easy. But for PvP, I think they will try their best to not make it into OP. Like for example, Code Geass collaboration characters, that's the latest like limited banner collaboration character we had after Guilty Gear collaborations, and honestly, they are not that great. especially with the meta within Korean server. But that's it for the Guilty Gear collaboration sections. We just have to wait until next month probably to see more information about the collaboration details. Now, another important thing they have within this patch note is definitely Gauntlet event mode. It says there's going to be a mode where the gear stat is not going to be applied. There's going to be a mode where you can basically kind of try out the character that you don't have for limited factions, and then some other modes. I think this is their way to kind of bait players into trying out the Gauntlet if they never tried that before, because there's going to be no stress of losing out on your rank. I guess if you lose, you lose. That's it. There's no like demoting, nothing like that on like rank match. So you just get to play the game. I personally think this is just once in a while event that's going to be happening, just to draw players in and test new things out. We'll see how things will go. But I think this is a good approach to the people who never play Gauntlets. Maybe give them some chance, or maybe someone who wants to kind of test out different modes. We'll see. And they also talk about kind of adjustment with the victory points as was the league downgrades. Basically, if you set in master, you are able to get the skin forever kind of thing. So they want to reset the league so you can't really camp like that and not play the game anymore kind of thing. So you're going to have to climb after each seasons or every few seasons to claim the skin once again. Of course, to follow that up, so they will make the league, I guess, demoting or gaining points to go to next rank to be much more easier, so you don't have to worry about grinding for so long if you are failing here and there. And we are also getting balance patch in mid-April, and they are going to be collecting data and win rates, all this different things starting from platinum leagues to, I guess, challenger. I personally think this could be a mistake in a way, because you gotta make sure you get the right data. If you get the range too big, I feel like you are going to be getting wrong filters here and there. Like, you could be getting so much different win rates in with certain characters with the Platinum League as well as Challenger. But I think the higher you climb up, you see the true potential of character much more. So I don't want the case to happen where some underused character who's actually OP just shows in data because no one really uses it in the lower rank and becomes kind of labeled as, hey, this unit is actually not that good. Then they buff the units and become just so overpowered kind of thing. I mean, hopefully they know better, but that's just my only concern when it comes to reading that. But we'll see how things will go with this balance patch. I think more balance patch is better than no patch. Then they also have this collection renewal, which is like kind of quality of life changes where the bits and pieces of information that were scattered around in the game into one place. So there's that. And for finishing up the dev notes for the global server, we have upcoming substream list. We have Moonless Knights, which is going to be featuring Lulu, Glinda, and Oz once again. Then we have Iron Knights, which is going to be Kurian, Ella, and Warden featuring in this event as well, which is a very fun event. I had a zero expectation, but I had just tons of fun. Then we have 3-3, which is going to be featuring like mini side story event with the Cindy, Claudia, and Bibolide. And then we have a Neverland Nevermore, which is Awakening Sigma's Awakening, or just substream story. And I really enjoyed it. It's very kind of heartwarming story, I think. It's different than your other usual Awakening story. So I enjoyed it, and that's what you are getting until August 2023. Then we're probably going to be getting another dev notes around that time to see what's coming for the rest of the year. So that is that for this section of the global server patch notes or dev notes. Going into Korean server dev notes, we have a couple things. So they are talking about Shari's substream. So they are going to be releasing more of that throughout April to finish up. It has 3 acts left. So they released Act 1 so far. So Act 2, 3, and 4 will be released within April. And this event apparently is going to be tying deeply with the episode 11, and which will be featuring 6 Wing as well. So that's going to be a big main story event, I guess, after the whole thing happened with the finale of the chapter 10. So we'll see. But there's that. Then the April, we are going to be exploring more of the Exilers at the later part. And it's going to be exploring with the Karin Wang's and Chu Xiang's dimensions, or their world. And it's going to be telling stories from their sides and their battles to survive throughout this disaster they've been into. Now, they say there's going to be awakening units. I think it's kind of hinting there is going to be awakening cutting coming. That's my guesses, but we'll see. And June, they're also going to be having new events, and in July they are going to be releasing Elysium Substream story as well, continuing off after Regina's story, I am guessing. So the next part is probably going to be the biggest part. So it's talking about Persona character, and there's a new type of character that is coming to the counter side. Now, this is not Awakening character. I think this is in middle ground of Awakening character and the normal character. So remember Dash and Spira, then we have Juxiang and Juxiun, then we also have a Karin and Kyle. So something like that is what they want to continue to release more and more and call them into Persona character. The first counterpass to a Korean server is going to be getting in next month is going to be this character named Rebecca. And looking at her, she looks like replacement Bishop in many different ways. She's holding some baseball bat looking weapons with the Delta 7 jackets on top of her. So maybe she's actually a member of the Delta 7, because this is the area where the replacer incident did not happen. So stuff like this is what they want to release in the future, I guess. I don't know how often they're going to release this. Probably not too often, but I think it comes down to the quality more than anything. If it is some cheap knockoff or copy and paste of the existing one without some minimal changes, almost to the point it's just a skin, then it's probably not really worthwhile in my opinion. I think it's just probably something leads on to more kind of lazy side and trying to sell the skin as the units. If they can give enough new fresh kits and new gimmicks and new classes, as well as enough differentiation compared to their original form, then I will say that's worth it. Like, I'm not expecting some kind of Awakening level like effect and motions and kind of thing, but I still expect them to come out with the new weapons as well as the new kind of classes, and almost like rearm but upgraded version kind of thing. That's what I'm expecting here. I'm expecting a new character, but just in existing character's form. So if that makes sense, that's what Alter is. So hopefully that's what it's going to be. If it's not, I'll be disappointed. So that's going to be first example, which is, like I said, Rebecca for next counterpass unit for Korean server in April. So hopefully she can show that these Persona character can provide unique aspects of the existing character to make them worthwhile to pull or buy the counterpass for. But that is pretty much it for the Persona side, and that's my opinions on it so far. Then we have some of the summer event coming in August as well, and I'm assuming Global Server will get this one as well because the summer event in August, and they say swimsuit skin is coming and such, so that is quite exciting. It's going to be featuring Draco and her crew, so let's see what kind of story they can tell for this nice summer side event story. But anyways, that is pretty much it for this dev notes. I think Persona thing is definitely the biggest part of the Korean server one. Like I said, if it is good quality, I'm accepting this, but if it's not, then probably not. I think rearm units gotten much better since the beginning and right now, so there is probably some growing pain. Hopefully not, but I can sense that they're going to release a unit, they're going to always copy and paste, then they're going to have to upgrade it from there and release another units. Probably. I don't know how it's going to work, honestly, but we'll see. I trust their art skills, but just show me that they're different, then I'm willing to pay. If not, then probably no buy. But there's that. Anyways, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. I'm exhausted, I'm dying here. But I'm gonna go to sleep now after I edit some video. But thanks for watching. This is Jake. I will see you guys next time. Take care.